Well, while speaking about Pranamaya Kosha, I made a passing reference that there are 33 crore devatas. Now what is this 33? The 33 are Ashtavasu, Ekadasha Rudra, Dwadasha Aditya, Indra Prajapati. Vasu, Rudra, Aditya are classes of gods. Now like we have 4 classes, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, not only in Hindus, all over the world. All over the world we have got 4 classes. No society is bereft of 4 classes. Don't think that it is Indian system, Hindu system, it's a universal system. Any society will have Brahmanic class which has pursuit in studies and imparting. The Kshatriyas for offensive and defensive forces of the society and the administration of the society. The Vaishya for mercantile actions of the society, and the Shudra, the service class of society. The society is complete only when Chaturvarnas are there, and these Chaturvarnas are God created. Chaturvarna maya sruštya guna karma vibhagashaha, Bhagavad Gita. So as we have 4 classes, the gods have 3 classes. Now you should be getting inducted to Devata Shastra. It is a science of mysticism and religion. Then you will get to know what are those 3 classes. Vasu, Rudra, Aditya. Vasavas, the Rudras and Adityas. So they are 8 plus 11 plus 12. And then Indra, Prajapati. This completes the clan of celestial forces. Do you follow? 11 plus 12 plus 8 plus 1 plus 1. That's the formula. That is 33. And this 33 constitutes the entire celestial society, celestial community. Some devatas are Aditya devatas, some devatas are Rudra devatas, some devatas are Vasu devatas. So Vasu, Rudra, Aditya, Indra, Prajapati is the complete clan of celestial forces. And all those are within us. We have all sorts of devatas, Vasu devatas, Rudra devatas, Aditya devatas, Indra, Prajapati. That is 33. And their powers would be raised to billions. And that is why the term 33 crores. So that's the explanation which was not given in my earlier session, so that I have completed. Now, that's how we are constituted by celestial forces. We have all these 7 infernal planes and the 7 upper planes in our body. We have all the beings of the different planes of the world, yakshas, rakshasas, devas, everything is there. There is a beautiful description in Siddha Siddhanta Paddhati, a text of Hatha Yoga. It says that in the joints there are devatas and rakshasas. And that is why through our joints we either do virtuous deeds or vicious deeds. When we do vicious deeds, the rakshasas are overwhelmed, overpowered, and they win the battle, and we commit the vicious. When our joints involve us in a virtuous deed, the demons are defeated and the gods win the battle, and therefore we commit a virtue. So when we commit a virtue, we should not take a pride. It is the gods who have won the battle. Anyway, that's how the joints have been explained, how the Rakshasas and Devatas, the deities and demons, reside in the joints. So joints do not have just the tendon, cartilage, hearts of tissues. They have also gods, they have also demons. Well, that's the description of esoteric physiology, which is again an independent subject. Esoteric physiology of human being. So that's how the Pranamaya Kosha can be described. Well, I have tried to give you what you call as stuffed sandwich. in the short span of my talk. I have stuffed a lot of information in every statement of mind, and you are all used to eating club sandwiches. The mouth cannot take, but I have seen people eating club sandwiches. They can open the mouth only this much, but the club sandwich is this much. So, well, since you are used to eating club sandwiches, I thought of giving a club sandwich every time. So that is the Pranamaya Kosha. Then I said, I just made a passing reference to Manomaya Kosha. This Manomaya Kosha is not mental sheath or mental body, because our mind works in the radius allowed by the present life. This is how our temporal mind works. But our samskaras work with a greater radius. And that's why many times we ourselves are unpredictable to ourselves more than being unpredictable to others. The samskars contain so many things, and we do not know why a particular thing was done by us. Why did we think like this? Answer cannot be given by ourselves to ourselves. Where can we get an answer from for such questions? The samskar kosha is such a huge receptacle, such a huge archives, which collect every single impression of every single deed that we perform, either physically or mentally or orally. Kaya, vacha, manasa. We do the karmas kaya, vacha, manasa. Any deed done by anywhere, slightest vibration is immediately recorded in the vasana kosha. Now about this Manomaya Kosha, the esoteric physiology has beautiful description. Above the eyebrows is the past. That is why the Hindus always point their fate here. They say, what a fate I have. Now what is this? The past karmas, the past lives. This is called lala at a patala. It is a screen, just as we have screen in the cinema houses, where whatever is projected is seen on the screen. So there is a patala. It is called lala at a patala. And to see that, there is a third eye. That is why in mysticism there is mention of third eye. The third eye can see what is that receptacle, and therefore yogis are blessed to see the past lives. The mystics are blessed to see their past lives, because they have the projector, they have the screen is there for everyone, projector is also for everyone. But if the lens is not open and light is not through, what can be seen? For yogis, the light is through the third eye, and therefore they can see. The lalata patala is the receptacle of entire past. Countless lives have exhausted. Countless, infinite. Why countless? Infinite lives. Because we have been existing from time without beginning. So all that is recorded here, and that's why when we point out past, we say this is my past, this is my fate. So this is the realm of the past in our esoteric physiology. Above the mouth, from eyes to above the mouth, it is present. You can see the present, you can hear the present, and this is the band. You can smell the present, this is the band. The mouth also comes to the part of present insofar as tasting is concerned. As far as the Jnanendriya in the mouth is concerned, the gustatory organ, the mouth is also of the present, realm of the present. So if this is closed, blindfolded, you have no present. You blindfold totally, have a bandage, we have lots of bandages here, you know how to use it. You blindfold totally and totally plug it, and there is nothing going in. Because these bandages won't block everything. They give you filtered light, and of course the sound has free entry. But suppose you plug entire this band, there is no present. That is why this is the band of present. And the mouth onwards is the band of future. All that we speak creates impressions for future. Even if I describe you the past, I describe you something happened yesterday, an episode of yesterday. The moment I speak it, from that moment onwards, I am creating a karmashaya for which I have to pay. I might speak the truth or I might speak the untruth, partial untruth. I might say some things I explained you yesterday's episode to deceive you, to fool you, or whatever reason. I will create a karmashaya, either virtuous or vicious. If I speak the truth for your good, it is going to be virtue. If I speak whatever I speak is untruth and not for your good, not for anybody's good, it is a vice. So this onwards, it is the future. Therefore, we must be very careful here onwards. Up to this is the head region. The mouth is a very powerful organ to commit the actions for future. Even if we do with our motor body, first there is a thought. I want to do this. Now that takes place in Vishuddhi. That's why it is very rightly called Vishuddhi Chakra. Any purification, it takes place there. And basically purification is not just taking bath and applying anointments, the creams, moisturizers, cleansing milk and beauty substances, but the thought. And this is the receptacle of thought. So in our esoteric physiology, this is the past, this is the present, this is the future. The point is, the Manomaya kosha is an archives of all our impressions. Now just try to imagine the amount of deposits there. Just try to imagine the amount of deposits of karma. We have been committing karma every moment. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatuhu tishtati akarmakrut. Bhagavad Gita. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatuhu tishtati akarmakrut. In akarma, not even a moment would pass. Every moment we are doing some act. Even after death, I have explained several times in classes, we are more busy after death. We have to go for clearances, we have got to go for the travel agencies to go whatever plane we have to travel. So we have to go for immigration formalities. And there is no time. As I said, we don't get a notice that you are going to die in 3 days time at this time, appointed time of the day, and prepare therefore. Go for your passport, go for your travel agent, go for your mode of transport, and go for your arrangements, visas. No, nothing. The moment we are dead, we are hectically working, going after clearances, going after immigrations, formalities and all sorts of things, going for bookings. Now you know how difficult it is to get bookings these days. And we have no time, because transmigration has a fixed time. You can't be saying I will wait in the lobby until I get my flight. No, not allowed. The transmigration starts the moment we are dead. Anyway, the point is that we are very busy after death. Know that we are very fortunate as long we live, we are not that busy. We are not that busy. We are hectically busy after death. If you want to know that, you have to become students of a subject called eschatology. There is a subject called eschatology. Anyway, that's not the subject today. I am just a passing remark there. So this Manomaya kosha, imagine what sort of archives is it? It is maintaining impressions for all this time. We forget what happened yesterday and the last week and last month and last year and last decade. We easily forget so many things. That doesn't forget, it has impressions. We can forget, but something within us will not forget. So get to know that there is something much more than we ourselves in ourselves. Do you follow? We forget, but something in us will not forget. That means there is something much more than we in us. That is Manomaya kosha. It is Samskara kosha. And that comes handy. Now suppose there is an archives. Now Guruji is student of thinking of creating an archive, so everything comes handy. Now everything is helter-skelter, it is untraceable. If Guruji asks for something, Guruji's right hand, left hand people, they have a hell of a time. If he asks for some photograph of 1935 and 42 and 45, then they finding out the albums and searching, etc. It's a hell of a problem. So everyone is thinking of creating an archive. Once the archive is there, everything will come handy. So this Manomaya Kosha will give us proper samskaras at proper point in time if we are sincere, if we are like childlike. The moment we are crafty, then we don't have access, we don't get what samskaras we want, and that's the plight of every practitioner of yoga. That right things don't happen at right point in time. You want to practice and something wrong happens. Wrong sort of passions bubble up, mental conditions bubble up, worries, anxieties, some memories, and they spoil the practice. You want to start your practice genuinely, but then so many things disturb you, right from doorbell to telephone bell, and then your own mind. The confused mind, hectic mind, chaotic mind, so many things bubble up. But if the Manomaya Kosha is, if you are graced by Manomaya Kosha, right things will come at right point in time, and the right things will depart at right point in time. So there has to be some sort of, just as we have prayers to evoke grace of gods, so that the things are suitable for us, conducive for us, claimant for us. Similarly, to get claimancies, we need to beseech to Manomaya Kosha. We must have a channel to approach the Manomaya Kosha and beseech and request its, solicit its help, so that our life is smooth, our whatever practices are smooth, spiritual practices are smooth. So Manomaya Kosha, if it is handy, if we have the registrar of archives, if we have the secretary of the archives at our fingertips, the secretary can tell us which file is where and how to access particular file. We can get hold of the file. So many files are there in our rack. Countless. So that's the Manomaya Kosha. And it has all the potentials for us to be anything from bacteria to Brahmadev. Brahmadev is the creator God, creator deity. We have all the potentials. We can be anything from bacteria, the tiniest of the living bodies, to the creator. Those are the potentials of Manomaya Kosha. And this is within us. Now this is called Sukshma Shariram in Adhyatma. Adhyatma has also spoken about three bodies, Karya Sharir, Karana Sharir, Sukshma Sharir. Again it deals with the five koshas. It's another classification. It's classification into three heads. This is classification into five heads. So that's the Manomaya Kosha. And Manomaya Kosha has all powers and potentials that we require. And most of them are already attained, they are already in the cold storage. All our potentials, they are in cold storage. Perhaps we were deities, celestial deities in some of the past creations. We have been moving in a 84 lakh yoni, they say it. 84 lakhs of yonis. So we have been moving in the entire universe, with our different manifestations at different points in time in different cycles of creations, and all impressions are intact. Nothing is lost, nothing is in oblivion. Such a great archive is within us. It's a wonder. Today in the computer technology they speak about chips, they say wonderful chip, microchips or whatever they might call. But just try to imagine this software. Now in present life a particular software is operative, therefore I am Prashant, you are you. Do you follow? The floppy that is being used is keeping us what we are in this life. It doesn't mean that only those are our potentials. We are not only what we are. Potentially we are great. We are infinite in our shaktis, infinite in our abilities, infinite in our manifestations. Now the thing is that particular floppy is operative. For me it is Prashant the floppy operative. For you it is your floppy operative. That's how the Manomaya kosha works in us. It's not just psychological body, as many of the modern writers have interpreted psychological body. Psychological body means generated by the brain. And yesterday I said the brain is part of body. The brain is Annamaya. So that is the Manomaya kosha. Then comes Vijnanamaya kosha. Vijnanamaya kosha is this spiritual entity in us, the soul entity in us, the Atma in us, which has no class, caste, creed, gender, status, stature, body, senses, mind, awareness, nothing. It has no Indriyas. It is immutable principle. It is metaphysical principle. It doesn't have any shape or form. It doesn't have any shape or form. It doesn't have color. And it is immutable. Avyakto ayam achintyo ayam avikaro ayam uchyate. Bhagavad Gita 2nd chapter. Read, there is beautiful description of the Atma, which cannot be drenched, which cannot be wetted, which cannot be burned, which cannot be cut. No weapon can cut it. No nuclear weapon can devastate it. No fire can burn it. No water can ever drench it. No weapon can cut it. It is immutable principle. That's the Atma. Now that's an eternal principle within us, which is Chaitanya Tattva. And what is it? Mama eva anshaha jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaha. Bhagavad Gita. Mama eva anshaha. That Atma, the God says, Krishna says, it is my part and particle. So it is divine particle in us. That is the metaphysical entity of ours. We have all these delimiting factors. We have caste, class, creed, gender, status, stature, etc., etc. Open your passport first page, it will tell you all those things. They are all delimiting factors. They delimit us. We are not essentially that. Essentially, we do not have any gender, we do not have any caste, class, creed, etc., etc. Atma doesn't have any attributes, doesn't have any characteristics. It doesn't do, it doesn't eat, and nothing can eat it. This is what the Upanishads have described. Atma doesn't eat, nothing eats Atma. It's an eternal principle. Now that such a wonder is within our body. That is Vijnanamaya kosha. And then the Anandamaya kosha, the divinity. Although this Jivatma is particle of the divinity, we are having the divinity itself within us as an antaryami, as I said in earlier session. The God manifests in 5 forms: para, vyuha, vibhava, antaryami, archa. Anyway, that's not a topic. It's a very fascinating topic of mysticism to understand what the God is. Now that topic has to be done sometimes later. Within us, He manifests as antaryami. And that is the core principle within us. So that's how we are made up of Anandamaya, Vijnanamaya, Manomaya, Pranamaya, Annamaya. Now, usually the modern Vedantists and Neo-Vedantists have made people construe this, that these are 5 koshas. You know, like where this very chilly winter, we have our undergarments, overgarments, and then overcoats. It's very, very cold, so we will be wearing jackets, we'll be wearing jerseys, we'll be wearing sweaters, and one over the other, and everyone looks very, very healthy. Humpty Dumpty. Wearing so many clothes, and that's how it has been construed, that these are koshas: Anandamaya, Vijnanamaya, Manomaya, Pranamaya, Annamaya. Now this is how the modern Vedantists have delineated on the topic, that they are koshas one over the other, layers, one over the other, layer after layer, layer after layer, layer after layer, layer after layer. Annamaya is external most and Anandamaya is internal most, and then they are coatings one over the other, like we have so many clothings in winter. Now the description in Upanishads is not like that. Annamaya itself is Purna, in the sense, as I said yesterday, that Annamaya is every aspect of our physical existence, emotional, intellectual, mental existence. Now can we imagine ourselves beyond that? We can't imagine. We think that's our total being: physical, psychological, mental, intellectual, emotional. This is the complete view of our being. So Annamaya is Purna in that sense. Now Pranamaya is similar. So I would like some of you, if you are graphic people, computer graphic people, find out if you can make any depiction on the lines of description that I am making. We know how this Annamaya Purusha is. We know the human form, how the human form is. It is said that similar is the human form of Pranamaya Kosha. Now Pranamaya Kosha is no doubt inside, but it is permeated by the Annamaya. So Pranamaya Kosha is Purusha Sadrusha. Just as Annamaya Purusha is having 2 legs, 2 hands, trunk and head. Similarly, Pranamaya is also Purusha. But he is inside. He is inside Annamaya, but pervades Annamaya. Similarly, Manomaya is similarly Purushakara, but he is inside the Pranamaya, permeating the two, Pranamaya and Vijnanamaya. The Vijnanamaya is inside that, again Purushakara, but permeating Manomaya, Pranamaya, Annamaya. Anandamaya is still inside that, but permeating Vijnanamaya, Manomaya, Pranamaya, Annamaya. So find out if you can make a depiction. One inside the other, human being one inside the other, but in such a way that the internal should be permeating the external. Now if that depiction can be had, then you can have some visualization of how these PanchaKoshas are. The Anandamaya is the Paramatma, and the worship of Anandamaya is called Brahmavidya. If you know Bhagavad Gita, each chapter of Bhagavad Gita is Brahmavidya. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, so Upanishatsu Brahmavidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishnarjuna Samvade Amuka Amuka Namo Amuka Amukadhyaya. This is the colophon for each chapter. Now, each of the chapter is Brahmavidya, each of the chapter is Yoga Shastram. Therefore, Adhyatma Vidya is Yoga Shastram, Brahmavidya is Yoga Shastram. What is Brahmavidya? Brahmavidya when we are in pursuit of the supreme within us. Now today what is our pursuit? We want to be healthy. We want to be disease free. We want to be happy, contented, blissful in our mind. Now this is what our goal is. This is not Brahmavidya goal. What is Brahmavidya goal? Tasminnu, in the Taittiriya Upanishad or in the Brahmanic Upanishad also has come. What is that Brahman? Janmadyasya yataha, Brahma Sutra. Brahma is that from which all this comes, by what all this is sustained, and ultimately in all this merges, is the Brahma Tattva. And when the Vidya is in pursuit of that Brahman, it is called Brahmavidya. And this PanchaKosha Vidya is called Bhargavi Vidya, Bhrugu Vidya in Taittiriya Upanishad. And Bhrugu is in seeking the Brahmavidya, and he goes to his father preceptor, who is Varuni. And Varuni, his father, instructs Bhrugu. Therefore it is called Bhargavi Vidya or Bhrugu Vidya. It comes in Bhruguvalli. And there these 5 koshas are described. And the whole science of yoga is the subject which takes you into the lab of it, laboratory of it. And as you proceed and graduate in a hierarchies, you can make it Brahmavidya. Until then it is not Brahmavidya. As long as our drives, our motives are very mundane and very, very temporal, although we call it yoga, it is not yoga, it is it's not Brahmavidya. But when it becomes Brahmavidya, somebody like Yajnavalkya, somebody like a sage, Jnaneshwar, when they practiced yoga, it was Brahmavidya. Now as I said, don't mistake this Anandamaya, bliss profused body to bliss. Because what we have is magna dose of bliss even in our ecstasies. Even in our ecstasies, it's a very magna dose. If you have seen a homeopathic pill, it is like that, it's a magna dose of bliss. You can't call it bliss profused state. And if you look into Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, Ananda Samadhi, Anandanugata Samprajñati comes before Asmitanugata Samprajña Samadhi. The bliss Samadhi comes before I realization. So in the process of Samadhi, we enter the atmosphere of Ananda. And that is Ananda Samadhi. Ananda Samadhi is not Anandamaya Samadhi. Because some of you might render it that Patanjali speak of Anandanugata Samprajña Samadhi, that must be Anandamaya Samadhi, Anandamaya Kosha, revelation. Not at all. Light years away. So it's a bliss profused condition. There is a sheath within us because the divinity has to reside. And when the divinity is going to reside, the divinity has its atmosphere. This is the Bhagavad Rahasya. Whenever divinity appears, incarnation is taking place, the divinity brings certain things with itself to manifest. So if you read into Rama Rahasya, Krishna Rahasya, that will be realized. That when divinity incarnates, divinity comes with its atmosphere. And that atmosphere is within us because he is in us as an antaryami. And that's why Anandamaya Kosha is there. It is for him. Now he is substrate of our existence. If that is removed, everything is gone. If Anandamaya goes, Vijnanamaya goes, Manomaya goes, Pranamaya goes, Annamaya, everything goes. Because Anandamaya is there, Vijnanamaya is there. Why? Vijnanamaya is part and particle of it. Mamaeva anshaha jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaha. If you remove the whole, the part won't be there. So that's the whole. Vijnanamaya is the part. Because of Vijnanamaya, the Manomaya is there. Because of Manomaya, Pranamaya is there. Because of Pranamaya, Annamaya is there. Understand the principle of dependence that we have, interdependence that we have. And it's a beautiful philosophy that is postulated in PanchaKoshas. Now, I just want to just render it. It's quite lyrical, poetic in the Upanishads that it has come. So I will just chant for you how it has come in Upanishads. And with that, our session will come to an end. This comes in Taittiriya Upanishad. अन्नाद्वै प्रजा प्रजायन्ते याः काश्च पृथिवीगं श्रिताः अतो अन्नेनैव जीवन्ति अथेन दिशन्ति ततः अन्नं हि भूतानां ज्येष्ठम्. Jeshtham means supreme, superior. For all the beings, annam is supreme. That's why if you are hungry, however ecstatically I might give you an experience, you would like to go away once you are hungry. No one can be stopped once one is hungry. That's a major weakness and that's a major power. Food is our major power and it's our major weakness. Nothing can substitute food. If I say, please forego your food, I will give you another discourse on it. You will say, thanks. Enough is enough. That's what annam is. Don't just take annam as food that you will be eating after the session. Annam is a concept. Annam is a concept. We mistake it and just take it as that comes in our dish. Anyway, again that's a topic that we need to delineate upon. Annam hi sarvabhutanam jeshtam tatsmat sarvaushadam uchyate. Annam is complete medicine. Sarvavai te annam apnuvanti te annam brahmopasate annam hi bhutanam jeshtam tasmat sarvaushadam uchyate annat bhavanti bhutani bhutani jatanyannena vardhante adyate atya bhutani tasmad annam taduchyate tasmadva etat asmad anna rasamayat. Beautiful definition of annam here. You know what is food? The food is that while we eat, eats us. The food is that while it is being eaten, we are being eaten. Therefore don't overindulge. That's the definition of food. What is food? The food is that while we are eating it, the food is being eaten. While it is being eaten, we are being eaten simultaneously. And therefore, we come from food, we live by food, we die into food. Then having explained this, Anyo antara atma pranamayaha, Anyo antara atma pranamayaha, tena esha purnaha, sa eva esha purusha vida eva. As I said, it is purushakara. Pranamaya is also purushakara. Tasya prana eva shiraha. Now his body is described. Tasya prana eva shiraha, vyano dakshina pakshaha, apano uttara pakshaha, akasha atma, prithvi prucham pratishtha, tadapyesha shloko bhavati. Then pranamaya, further description. Pranam deva anuprananti manushya pashavaschaye. That is the prana is the oxygen of gods, as I told you. Prano hi bhutanam yutasmad sarvan yusham uchyate sarvamevat ayurvanti te pranam brahmopasate prano hi bhutanam ayuhu tasmad sarvaisham uchyate iti tasyaiva eva sharira atma yah purvasya tasmadva etasmad pranamayat anyo antara atma manomaya. Inside the pranamaya there is manomaya. Tenaisha purnaha sava esha purusha vidha eva तस्य पुरुष विधतांश्च मन्यवं पुरुष विध तस्य यजुरेव शिरः ऋग् दक्षिण पक्षः सामोत्तर पक्षः आदेश आत्मा अथर्व अंगिरस पुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदेव एष श्लोको भवति. Its body is described. How is the body of pranamaya kosha? The body has been described, its anatomy has been described in just 4 verses. And then coming to Vijnanamaya. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa sah anando brahmano vidvan na vibheti kadachana iti tasyeva eva sharira atma yah purvasya tasmadva etasman anya manomayat अन्यो अंतरात्मा विज्ञानमयः तेनैष पूर्णः स एव एष पुरुषविद एव तस्य पुरुषविदात्मान्वयं पुरुषविद तस्य श्रद्धैव शिरः. The Shraddha is its head. Rutam Dakshina Pakshah, Satyam Uttara Pakshah. In some of the classes I explained the difference between Satyam and Rutam. The difference between truth and real. What is real may not be true, and what is true may not be real. Ponder over this during your leisure time. What may be real may not be true, and what may be true may not be real. That is why both the terms have come. तस्य श्रद्धैव शिरः ऋतं दक्षिण पक्षः सत्यम उत्तर पक्षः योग आत्मा. Its atma is yogam. Maha pruchya pratishtha. Mahaloka is its tail. Tadaityesha shloko bhavati. And then Anandamaya. Vijnanam yajnam tanute karmani tanute apicha vijnanam deva sarve deva jeshtam upasate vijnanam brahmached dvedam tasmascheva prada pramadyati sharira papmano hitma sarvan kaman samashnute iti tasyeva eva sharira atma ya purvasya tasmadva e tasmad vijnanamayat anyo. No body is described. For Vijnanamaya, no body has been described. For earlier, body has been described. That's a point to be noted. Anandamaya. Tasya purusha vidatmevesha purusha vida tasya priyameva shiraha modo dakshina pakshaha pramoda uttara pakshaha ananda atma brahma pruchya pratishtha tadeva vesha shloko bhavati. So the 5 koshas have been explained in this Taittiriya Upanishad. And then comes the Bhrugu Vidavalli, where the Bhrugu has been instructed, which is again lyricized. Bhrugurvai varuni pitaram upavhutasar adhi bhagavo brahmeti. He says, what is Brahman? He questions the preceptor, his father. तस्माद् एतत् प्रोवाच अन्नं प्राणचक्षु श्रोत्रं मनोवाचमिति तगं होवाच यतो वा इमानि भूतानि जायन्ते येन जातानि जीवन्ति यत् प्रयत्नभिः सविशन्ति तद्विज्ञासस्व तद्ब्रह्मेति स तपो तप्यत तपस्तप्त्वा. He says, what is Brahman? So the Acharya says, Brahman is that it is that from which all this has emanated. It is from that it is sustained, and ultimately all is going to find respite in it, dissolve in it. That is Brahman. How will I discover it? He says, by tapas. Therefore, proceed for tapas. He goes and does the tapas. He realizes. He comes with first realization. He says, Father, I have realized. Annam brahmeti vyajanat. अन्नाध्येव खल्विमानि भूतानि जायन्ते अन्नेन जातानि जीवन्ति अन्नं प्रयत्नभिः सविशन्ति तद्विज्ञाय पुनरेव वर्णं पितरमुपसार अधिः भगवो ब्रह्मेति तगं होवाच तपसा ब्रह्म विजिज्ञासस्व येति सो तपस्तप्त्वा स तपस्तपस्त्वा. He says, Annam is Brahman. Father, I have realized. Because from Annam, from food we all come, by food we are sustained, and we all ultimately merge in food. Therefore, Annam is Brahma. The preceptor merely smiles. The disciple understands, no, there is something wrong. So he says, I want to know Brahman, what should I do? He says, go and do tapas. Again he proceeds for tapas, and he comes back after tapas. He says, I have realized, Father. What is it? Prano brahmeti vyajanat pranadhyeva khalvimani bhutani jayante pranaina jatani jivanti pranam prayatna bisa vishantiti. So he says, I have realized, God, Father, pranam is Brahman because we all come by prana, live by prana and ultimately merge in prana. I have realized prana is Brahman. And again there is sarcastic smile. Here I realize, so I have been confused. Adi bhagvo brahmeti. Then Father, what is Brahman? Tagam ho vacha tapasa brahma vijignasasva tapo brahmeti sa tapastapyata sa tapastaptva. Again he proceeds for tapas. Comes back. Eureka, I found. Mano brahmeti vyajanat manaso yeva khalvimani bhutani jayante manasa jatani jivanti mana prayatna bisa vishantiti tad vignaya. So he says, realize, Father, after all our attainment is to keep mind happy. If mind is happy, we are happy. If mind is accomplished, we are accomplished. If the mind has bliss, we have bliss. We all equate our mind with ourselves. We never say that my mind is sorrow but I am in sorrow but I am happy. Do we ever say that mind is sorrowed but I am happy? Never. We never say that I am happy but my mind is sorrowed. No. We equate ourselves with mind. So he has such a revelation. He says, I have realized. Again he sees that smile. Adi bhagvo brahmeti. Then what is Brahman? Tagam hovacha tapasa brahma vijignasasva tapo brahmeti sa tapo tapyata tapastaptva. Again proceeds for tapas. He comes back. Eureka! Vijnanam brahmeti vyajanat vijnanadheva khalvimani bhutani jayante vijnanena jatani jivanti vijnanam prayatna bisa vishantiti tad vijnaya. I realize vijnana is the Brahman. Again the smile. Adhi bhagvo brahmeti. Then what is Brahman? Same answer. Tagam hovacha tapasa brahma vijignasasva. Tapas is Brahman, go and do tapas. Otherwise you are all used to. If you have a doubt, the teachers have to give you immediate points and clues. If the teacher doesn't give you clues and points, he is no teacher. You want such a teacher who gives you handy clues, handy points. Then you say, yes, he is a very good teacher. I got clues, I got points. But in olden days, the teachers had only one answer. Acharya, I want to realize. Tapo brahmeti. Tapas is the mode. Now, today nobody is prepared for tapas. So we all professional yoga teachers. Now we have to develop clientele. We have to have global studentship. So we have to satisfy everyone. We can't say go and do tapas. Next day the institute will be just occupied by sparrows. No students will come to the institute if we say tapas, go and do tapas. No teachings, no clues, no points. You will stop coming. But the tradition was every time one and the same answer. Go and perform tapas, tapo brahmeti. So he again proceeds for tapas, comes back. Eureka! Anando brahmeti vyajanat anandeva kalmani bhutani jayante anandena jatani jivanti. There is no smile. There is no sarcastic smile. And there is sense of accomplishment. He says, my disciple, my dear disciple, you have realized. Today we turn out certified teachers. If the teacher is happy, certified teacher, go and start teaching. He had that sense of accomplishment. Bhrugu, you have realized. Therefore there is no smile. There ends the topic. Saisha Bhargavi Varuni Vidya. This is Varuni Vidya. Parame Vyoman Pratisthita. Sa eya evam Veda Pratitishthati. Annavan Annado Bhavati. Mahan Bhati Prajaya. Prajuvi Brahma Varchasena. Mahan Kirtya. Supreme attainment. Mahan Kirti. It's not Kirti in media, electronic media and press media. Quoting a person every day. It's a very, very famous person. That's not the Kirti. Mahan Kirti, that is attainment, ultimate attainment. So Bhrugu, ultimately has that attainment when Ananda Brahma is divulged, realized, revealed, and his pursuit comes to an end. Therefore, there is no tapas thereafter. That's a beautiful Vidya which makes us understand the entire embodiment. This is not a study outside, look at the blackboard and go in, look into the library, look into the books, listen to some preceptors, listen to some professors and get your Vidya. It's all the university or universality within us. Everything within us. The preceptor, the library, the laboratory, the classroom, the study room, practice room, everything is within us. So if we want to understand what is yoga sadhana, our first requisite is to have a t-shirt, a short, a sticky mat, a blanket, a bolster, a belt, a chair, a brick, and a couple of other things, a stand, trestle, ropes, and of course ceiling ropes. Many of them have made this heaven. Ceiling rope, hang on the rope. Moment we want to practice yoga, we want from our t-shirt and shorts. If the t-shirt and short is there, I can't practice yoga. I have forgotten my t-shirt and shorts. No yoga, sorry sir. Shall I sit outside? That's our apparatus. And a couple of sticky mats and whatever cushions and blankets and bolsters and props. And that's how our yoga is practiced. Without that, without sticky mat, an Iyengar clan student is helpless, hapless, hopeless. Nothing can be done. The real yoga, all that sticky mat, belt, bolster, blanket, rope, etc., everything is inside. It's a glorious classroom, it's a glorious institution, there is a glorious preceptor. Only when we qualify ourselves to become yoga students. Until then, you are at the mercy of a teacher like me. You have to put up with me, learn from me. You are helpless and hopeless and haplessly coming to me and learning from me, if at all if you are coming. But that's how the things are. When real yoga starts, it's all internal. And this Vidya beautifully explains that. I have tried to put that in a very rudimentary, primary way to make you understand with whatever analogies which are suitable to present IQ. I try to do that, and with that my commitment is over. Of course, on the platform, one more commitment is that I have to see that you are served with your meals. With this annual celebration comes to an end, except for the tail piece, which is the main part. So again, I thank you wholeheartedly for having taken up the tail to now get the elephant. Usually we allow and the elephant passes, the tail doesn't pass. The tail has passed. Now you have your elephant. I am pretty sure that there is no difficulty in assimilating the elephant. It will be relished. And that's why I have kept that after my talk, so that whatever undoings of my class will be forgotten with the meals which are served to you. So I thank the caterer who has taken care here, who has protected me. Any disgust or whatever I might have created, that will be quickly in oblivion. So well, we will be now proceeding downstairs, but before that, Guruji will be going down. Is he gone? Okay. And listen here, on your way, you will be getting the annual report, because we want that to be registered. If it is read, it comes from here and goes from there. So please take the institute report. Even if you people don't make progress, something is making progress on account of you. And get to know the progress that institute has made. So you'll be collecting the annual report, then you'll be proceeding down for your meals, and goodbye from there onwards. You'll be going back home. Thank you.